Alright. So, let's start with Zabanya. You have tons of BR ammo, fairly good BR, bog standard. And then core of the suit is your CSA. And you have two different versions of, well, three different versions of it. You have a neutral version that corrects better, shoots faster, travels faster. And then you have a side version where you start to slide. And you might not appreciate how much momentum you keep during this, just seeing it like that. But if I start boost dash canceling it, you can see like I'm basically carrying like full boost dashes worth of momentum every single time I activate it. So you can actually chase people around and keep threatening CSA while still chasing them. So like you'll get on top of people and just keep circling around them, doing this sliding gerobi until they finally run out of boost, take a landing, and then you just CSA them. Alright. Next big tool is you have different subs. This is only good for punting your down sub, or down melee is only good for punting yourself downwards from a high altitude. It'll barely ever hit people, it doesn't correct, it doesn't have guidance. So the only time you can use it really is if melee chase you into the air. You shoot them, you do down melee into main and just fall, and that will finish your confirm for you. But then there's the neutral set. These aren't very good either. You can kind of use these to like shoot people off you in melee situations, but they're very unreliable. And yet your CSA is very reliable, so I'd rely on that more. Alright. Side melee is your real prize. It's an all-out funnel attack that shoots twice. The funnels don't often stagger quickly, and people can block through a whole sequence of them without ever getting staggered sometimes. It's kind of lame, but whatever. Oh, also with the main, you have one of the best backturn mains in the game. This thing is like an almost Gunner Zaku tier shot. It corrects much better than a beam rifle. It shoots out way faster, way further in front of you. It's great for self-defense. And it's also just great for poking with. Like, you have a lot of boost left and you're taking a landing, but you see they just landed in red lock. Like, throwing a cover fire shot and boosting is pretty good. Missiles, these are kind of weak. They have their uses, but they're a long vernier, and all your other tools, including CSA, end up being better that I neglect to use them a lot. To combo off them, you do backturn main for the easiest combo. Your regular main tends to not correct enough to actually hit him out of it. And then side missiles can catch people in melee situations, but they're kind of a gimmick. I don't see too many people rely on them. And then what you play passive with the suit for is waiting for his AC and his BC. And his AC is a ridiculously strong shield wall of bullets. It will block projectiles incoming at you, as well as it sprays shots everywhere. But what you need to know is it spreads out further and further away your target is. So at range, people can quite easily just slip through it just by pure chance. But at closer ranges, you can shotgun it, where if they're moving, they'll get hit by like 3 hits at once and instantly get knocked down. So it's much more reliable at like ranges like this. But it also takes a lot more prediction. Make sure that they don't just cross the gap and boost into you and melee you or something. Then the other AC is also extremely good, especially against melee suits, where it's an extremely wide, high correcting gerobi. That's decently fast. It also blocks shots. Go figure. Oh. I didn't mention the multi-lock CSA. This is the biggest pain in the ass about this suit, and the only reason why I'd call it super hard is if you switch targets while you have CSA charged, you don't get a multi-lock CSA. This thing's garbage. It would be better if the targets didn't flop over when they got hit by it, but it's very unreliable to get full confirms. And you're stuck burniering with no movement the entire time, as well as consuming a ton of boost. It's just basically never worth it other than an accident. So the way you get rid of that is, see, you have the multi-lock CSA. Whenever you touch the ground, you can let go of CSA. Oops, I'm used to lag. You can let go of CSA and recharge it, and it will drop the multi-lock. You can also do your melee to cancel the multi-lock. You can also do BC to cancel the multi-lock. So you can put the shield on, start chasing someone, and know that the multi-lock isn't going to screw you over. Alright, now for his fastball options. His most potent one that you'll see him do a lot is when Zabanya runs away. He will do step, melee, shoot, step, melee, shoot. Step, side, melee, shoot, step, side, melee, shoot. That just gives you a very safe landing, as well as setting up your next offensive sequence if they commit too hard. Then your other fastball options, notably out of CSA, you can cancel your CSA into the side funnels, and then fastball out of those. And then the weirder one is you can throw your shield towards your partner, snipe, and then recall it, and it gives you a fastball. This one's very hard to use, and I'll explain the one use case I have for it. But there is one use case I have for that when I explain kind of what my rhythm is with this suit. Any other cancel routes that are kind of big. CSA will cancel into AC for some reason, which is pretty good. If you just really want to hit someone and they just are stubbornly refusing to look at you. You can also be good versus melee. Waiting for the AC to come back, because there's one more very important cancel, I feel. And this one's harder to use, especially if you're not good at holding charges. But you sit, wait for charge to get to 75%, activate your AC, let go of main, charge main again, and then fire it. And as you can see, that AC didn't finish downing the RX-78, but because I was charging the CSA behind it, I was able to finish it. You can also catch people just barely avoiding your AC, and then they try to take a landing, and you just snipe that landing anyway. So, like, takes a little bit of practice, but it's very useful. It's also worth waiting for your CSA to charge up before trying to fish for the AC as well. Even if it means you won't get, like, the perfect timing. You really don't need perfect timing with a tool like that AC. And then... what next? Alright, let's go with my basic game plan with this suit. So, round starts, you are... only have access to funnels and CSA, AC and BC are on cooldown. So I'll start the game. If it's a ranged suit or a regular, like, all-purpose suit, I will throw out both sets of funnels. These give you an opportunity to force someone to move and then look for a CSA landing. And then you're mostly, after you use that to kind of approach and try to fish for one landing, you're mostly retreating until people close in on you, because you're just waiting on your AC to start becoming a real threatening front suit. And then once AC's up, BC actually comes up first, but when AC's up, you really want to fish for your AC, like, right away. Like, just find an excuse to burn it. Find an excuse to shove it in people's faces and burn it. And then by then your side melee should be back up, or you can activate your shield. So, one use case I have for that shield fastfall is I will do things like wait for an AC to come up, start charging, send the funnels out to my partner, take a self-defense shot. Oops, I recalled him. Hang on a second. Oh, that's a hard muscle memory to build. But I'll try to fish for an AC on someone, and then if it fails and they're still chasing me, I'll try to set up a CSA, and then use the shield recall to throw people off and try to attempt to steal a landing. So like, oh no, my AC just whiffed, what do I do? Here, throw these on my partner, and take an attempt. There's a timing to get more momentum out of it. I need to make sure I'm getting proper momentum out of it. I haven't practiced with this particular trick much. I've only tried to apply it in a few games, but it felt pretty good. And I see really good Zabanyas implemented as well. But yeah. So, round start, as long as it's not like a hard melee suit where you're going to need this fast fall to defend yourself, which that is also your go-to to defend yourself. As long as you need that fastball to defend yourself, throw it out at the start. Try to move a little bit closer to the center. You don't necessarily need to take the center. You just want some room to actually move backwards or start moving in a circle. You don't want to just sit in the corner and wait for them to box you in. You move to about like this far in, you can at least rotate. But if you stay like back to the wall, then you might find yourself getting pinned. But yeah. And then, then you just wait for AC, try to make an AC play, and when the shield's up, you either use the shield to cover your AC play, or your AC play went fine, put the shield on, and now you're able to bully people. Like, put the shield on and just dance around people until they're frustrated, and the CSA correction will let you bully people at like very close ranges. There's a lot of suits you have to be worried about, like vernierless gerobi suits. Some missile suits can hit you out of the shield pretty easily, but it will stop people from hitting you close range with like basic BRs, and it may just let you take a landing right up in their face and then threaten snipe. If I ever make a video explaining vectors, that will give you a better idea. But when the shield's on, the best way to hit someone is to literally take an opportunity to boost directly on top of them, because no matter which way they moved, you'll be shooting them in the back, and it gets you a lot of reliable hits. If you're trying to like close the game, I will even do the Vernier one and just hope the shield covers for me. And then you're kind of just waiting for AC to come off cooldown before going back in. Retreat while it's down. You can throw both funnels. Alright, cool. I'm going to try and fish for an attack. Retreat again. Oh, AC's back. Let me move back in. Fish for an AC. Move back out. Oh, my shield's up. Let me take a snipe. Alright, don't renew snipe. Put the shield on. Run up. Push people up close. And right back out. You play very, very in and out. If you just play it strictly like a sniper, you're not playing the suit properly. Very much a mix of a back sniper and Dynamiz's kind of aggressive sniping. And when you're at long range, you should generally be looking to do the neutral CSA. Oh, another thing important in general is make sure you take landings before you try to do like ACs. Like, don't boost 5 times and then just go, oh, AC. Like, oh no, now I'm overheated. Oh, I thought that play was so good. Usually, you have the luxury to just sit and wait. Boost up close, take a landing, and then... Or, better yet, boost up close, take a fastball landing. Sorry, I didn't get the step. Like, boost up close, take a fastball landing, and then look for the AC. Now, all this boost, oh man, they're chasing me. I'm gonna put shield on. Whatever. You have a lot more movement left to actually cover yourself if it goes bad. I also like to couple manually activated E-bursts. You kind of don't want to use it to tech if you don't have to. E-burst is mostly just to have that security when the game's about to end. to not get instantly killed on overcosts or at the end of the game. So you first life you really want to manually activate it. So I will throw like both sets of pistol bits, fish for an attack, activate, E-burst, and then throw out another set of pistol bits. And they basically have to keep moving. You can just keep boosting into their vector because they're going to have to keep moving to avoid all that. And you can either set up a CSA or an AC. The AC is more likely to get called out, I think. Whereas this is more defensive. But yeah. One more time for its basic game plan. Throw both sets of pistol bits at the start of the game. Charge your CSA, look for a CSA attempt. You can poke with missiles as well, even in green lock, before you do all that. Then go, oh, my AC's up, fish for an AC, back out, take a safe landing, put your shield on, go back in, start hunting for a CSA hit. And that's basically how you front with this suit, because this suit is not incapable of fronting in any capacity. He kind of wants partners with better self-defense, but he can play with suits that can't really front either, like GPO3. GPO3's fronting is kind of weak compared to the other 2.5k top tiers. So he's very flexible. And I think that's about it. Anyway, see you next time.